Let's see. I'm not sure I'm live on Facebook. I'm going to do some mic checks and everything real quick. Sorry that I'm doing mic checks with you guys on here. Mic check, mic check. Mic check looks good. Speakers look good. Let's see. I'm a little late. I can be up to like 10 minutes late before Facebook gets me and doesn't take me live there. So hopefully everything is all right. And we are on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. And hey, nickname Man of the People. Why? Because I love to work for the fans. Love to do everything I can to connect the fans to the players and the coaches. So always, anytime that you have a question, please tell a friend. Please tell me. And also please tell a friend. So hit that like button. Why? Helps other Panthers fans find out about me. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And you want to turn on the bell notifications because every day there's training camp. I will be live. I will tell you about what happened. I will answer your questions. And let me get this out the way. And let me make this very well known to everybody watching these videos and supporting Charlotte Vibe. Appreciate the support of the family for allowing me to do what I love and record these videos, cover the Carolina Panthers. It takes a lot of time in the evening hours that may affect family life. And my wife has been incredible in supporting me and doing so. So shouts out to Mrs. Jenkins for the support of Charlotte Vibe and allowing me to do my thing with this media coverage. So let's go ahead and talk about the Carolina Panthers today. I got some few things first that I want to cover from the other day. I want to adjust this camera because it's a little high. So give me 30 seconds. I'm going to make an adjustment here because I don't like exactly how this is showing. So give me one quick second. Yeah, I like that. I like that much better. Appreciate it. Y'all like that sound effect? I'm telling you, boy, got a lot of stuff coming. I'm excited to cover this season. But let's go ahead and go over a few things from yesterday that I did not get a chance to verify with everybody. One of those things was the question of had a player retired, and that player did retire. Cornerback Rashaan Melvin did, in fact, retire yesterday. And the team has taken actions accordingly in terms of indicating that he's not going to be with the team. So wasn't able to answer that completely yesterday. Want to get that known and out there to Panther Nation about Rashaan Melvin, that is cornerback that has retired. Also, didn't know this, but it happened yesterday, is that Christian McCaffrey ran over a photographer, like a team photographer. Nobody knows yet the details. At least I haven't heard of the details about what happened, but I want to bring it to your attention as far as like, man, is that photographer going to be fired? He needs to get out the way and so much and so forth. So some of you may know I also have skills as a photographer. And it was reported that the person that he ran into was like, he wasn't immediately on the field. He was about 10 feet off the field. Okay, so if he was 10 feet off the field, then that is further off the field than they are during games, right? So I want to give the photographer a reprieve, if you will. I don't know if that's the right word. That if he was 10 feet away, then people are just mad that you got bumped into because Christian McCaffrey is such a superstar. But yeah, that's my little 2 cents on that part about Christian McCaffrey running into the photographer. Hopefully he's still with the team. I really hope they didn't get rid of the guy because of that. My 2 cents. Moving on, interviews will be coming up. You guys love tuning in for the interviews that I do with players. Normally, I wait for those interviews to start once the season is in effect, but I'm not doing that this year. I'm excited about so many things. I am going to start with player interviews prior to the preseason. So another good reason to tune in. And first up, I can't say who's going to be first up because I don't know yet. I don't have confirmation, but I'm going to try to get you all the draft picks that we have from the 2022 season. All right. So look for that to come out soon. Let's go ahead. People, if you're leaving your questions and comments, please be patient. Format of the show, I'll give you the recap on training camp today. And then after that, I will answer any questions that you may have. So please leave those comments, load them up. If you have already left me a comment, I promise you I'm going to get to it before I get off the show. So let's go ahead and get started with day 2 training camp down in Spartanburg. So day 2, as you may imagine, things continue to be added on to these players' plates. You know, they want to ease into things, but they also know that we don't have forever to get these running backs and players quarterbacks up to speed and just get all the team installed with their plays. So today was more installation of new plays, more than they threw on the guys yesterday. And also today, as everybody knows, the quarterback watch. We went from Baker Mayfield taking all the reps with the number 2s to Baker taking all the snaps with the number 1s. We'll talk in a moment more about the observations from Baker today. Actually, let me go ahead and get into this. So Baker took all the reps with the 1s today. He, if you were to say, did he do better yesterday than today? The answer would be yes. But I'm going to, just like I did yesterday, stress that it's just day 2 of training camp. It's also no pads yet. And it's also the fact that they just installed a lot new things today than they did yesterday. And if this is your second time being in existence with this team, then you may have some mistakes. So Baker Mayfield did look better yesterday, had 2 interceptions had 2 near interceptions that he threw today. DJ, man, it's been a long day. DJ and Dante Jackson have the same initials. So Dante Jackson was the one that was in position to get those 2 new near interceptions with Baker Mayfield. Dante had a pretty good practice today. And practice today was also a little bit more vocal, as you would expect. That's going to happen with these guys that have been waiting all summer to have some contact and waiting all summer to show their new skills against their opponents. But players, they all know that it's just part of the game. It's just competition. It's just having fun. And of course, defense, you're going to see your defense take up for your defense and your offense take up for your offense. So that was done today, and it's always entertaining and great to watch and see. Now, Baker Mayfield did on 7-on-7, that's what they do a lot, does not include your defensive lineman or your offensive lineman. 7-on-7 today did feature Baker Mayfield connecting with DJ Moore for a touchdown. That was his first one of the day. And then he also connected with Rashad Higgins on the 7-on-7 TD. So Baker had 2 touchdown passes today during those 7-on-7 drills. Now, with Baker taking snaps with number 1s today, Sam Darnold taking snaps with the 1s yesterday, Coach Rule only had revealed that plan for the first 2 days. So what will be the plan going forward? And let me just go ahead and play this clip right here for you to address that question.
It's not the competition; it's just the plan, right? So it's not like we're nowhere near the point of like evaluating who's where. Like, Baker's second practice ever with us. I can't really evaluate that yet. So to me, it was just, hey, the first 2 days, let's get them off to a good start, and then we'll make some decisions, not about the competition, but about, hey, how do we want to divide the reps up? It's not an easy thing to divide the reps up, but we want to make sure we do that. So we're going to just kind of play it out. But I would expect to see things pretty much 50-50 for the immediate future, and then at some point, as I said, we'll get to make some decisions. But I think that's a long way off.
All right, so there you go. At first, him saying, well, there's 2 things that Coach Rule talked about there that I want to make sure that I communicate over to you guys. Sorry, I just took a peek at the comments. Can't wait to hear about the policy. Yes, I'm going to talk about the policies of the fans attending training camp at the end of the video. I got you. All right. So let me get back focused here. I started looking at those comments. So 2 things there that I'm going to take away from Coach Rule's comments there. One is, yeah, we're going to make observations, but you can't make too much determinations about a guy's performance yet. So, and that's what he said about the quarterback so early on. And then how they're going to split the reps. At first, one time he mentioned that he's going to talk with Scott or other coaches and decide on exactly how they're going to do that. But he foresees that it's going to be 50-50 in the near term. When he says near term, I feel like he's saying at least through Monday. Monday is when they get into pads for the first time. And I think at that point, you can start to evaluate things a little bit further, even though 1 day is short, but you'd have that 1 day plus almost, let's see, at that point, what would have been 4 practices from this week: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, you'll have 4 practices under your belt at that point, and then you'll have a lot of tape. And then something I want to ask Coach Rule about is right now, how much would you say Baker Mayfield knows the playbook to Sam Darnold? Is he really far behind? Is he about caught up? Because I also feel like that's going to play a part in your evaluation for these guys. And also I feel like it should play a part in waiting until Baker Mayfield gets to about the same knowledge that Sam has of the playbook before you really start to pick which guy you're going to give more reps to. Not to say who I'm cheering for, but just my opinion on the fairness of how things should be evaluated for these 2 quarterbacks. Let's go on. So after practice today, media had a chance to talk with a couple of players. Dante Jackson was one of those players, and he talked about the fact that this team does not get a lot of respect defensively for being a top 5 defense. You don't hear a lot of that being talked about nationally, and that's something that they use as motivation to continue to improve. Now, they don't go around hanging their head low saying like that's what they think, but just as far as things that, you're always looking for things for motivation. That's something that they do use for motivation. But he also realizes that part of the problem is the team just hasn't won overall a lot to get that national attention. So he knows that comes with the territory. If you're not winning much, you're not going to get much attention, even if one side of the ball is doing very well. But if you're not getting wins, it's just not going to happen. Says that they're very focused this year on the improvements being turnovers as well as the red zone. But turnovers, are so focused on getting that improvement with turnovers. What did Dante Jackson practice a lot on this summer? Interceptions. He said he caught probably more balls than some wide receivers caught, trying to just get his hands to be just like his speed is and other athletic abilities. Get those hands good. Yeah, you can get some interceptions. Again, he had 2 near interceptions today that he was not able to pull off as Baker Mayfield was that quarterback during that time. Also spoke highly of Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks is actually a guy that I think I'm going to put on my list to interview because he's been talked about so much. That just came to mind. I'm going to make a note of that. As you guys are watching this is live, let me know. Do you think, Coach Wise, I should put in a request to talk to Steve Wilks? If so, if you have any questions for him, let me know. But again, that's just me talking off the top of my head, off the dome, and this is live, so you get to see those thoughts as they come to mind. But he spoke highly of Steve Wilks, saying he mixes in very well with the energy level of this unit, the secondary, and has a lot of energy. And he called him a dog, as far as like that tenacity that he has and what he does. So love to see that. Love to hear about that, positive things Dante Jackson speaking about on the coaching staff. And also said for those interceptions, however they can get them. So he's also turnovers, like forcing fumbles, and something that they do, trying to practice the art of the turnovers through even when they're doing walkthroughs. So walkthroughs is something that is literally walkthrough plays as they're installing them to get those memorized by the players. And they're still going through those motions of punching the ball out and causing fumbles. And I saw yesterday with my own eyes up close how they're practicing breakups and drills like that to get those turnovers. So something to watch, something to keep track of. Brian Burns was another guy from the defensive side that we had the chance to talk to. Says, yeah, this defense, the offense, excuse me, new coordinator there. Give me just 1 second. I did not give me some water, and I need some water. I'm sorry. I need some water. Give me 1 second. See, I promise not the full 30 seconds. See, if I was at home, my lovely wife would have brought me some water, but I'm not home. That's why I got to shout out because she let me work late. Nevertheless, Brian Burns in year 3 of, I was saying, has been defensive coordinator for 3 years with their defensive coordinator. That, yes, at this point, we should start to see a lot of improvement on this defense. And they have high expectations because of the fact that they've had that defensive coordinator for 3 years. Says at times, and I clearly remember, Hassan Reddick talking about miscommunications and how that's not acceptable and how that happened at times last year. Brian Burns, like in year 3, and with a lot of these guys being here for several years, those miscommunications on the defensive side should be over. They should not be happening. And hey, if you take his word for it that should be the case, then yeah, this defense can be pretty good. I mean, they were already pretty good last year. Now, certainly we don't have the exact same pieces, but we have some good pieces on this defensive side. And Brian Burns, definitely in my eyes, has been a vocal person on this defense. But he said that Shaq Thompson has challenged him to become even more of a leader, even a bigger leader. And for Brian, what that has translated to is him getting up earlier and getting up earlier just to be a pro and show the other younger guys what it's like to be a pro's pro. Like, what does that look like to see somebody really be the consummate professional athlete? And he says getting up early is something that he's doing to increase that leadership, because when he's able to get up early, he's able to start getting into his routine. He's able to do more at the facility. And wants those other guys to follow suit and doing so. And he did list several guys that has taken that initiative of getting up early and getting their body right, being able to be wide awake and everything ready to go when you start those walkthroughs at 8 in the morning. So for Brian Burns, that's now him getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours well before they need to be on the field to get ready. So good stuff. Hopefully all of that will translate into some better things for this team. So without further ado, let me first go to the comments and see if there's some shout outs that I need to give out here. Because I usually give shout outs at the beginning, but I didn't give any shout outs yet. No, I'm just gonna do them all at once. I'm gonna do them all at once, the shout outs and going over things. So without further ado, man of the people, work for you. I was busy today, but then I go to my Twitter and I see a lot of mentions. And I'm like, oh my, what's going on? I have lots of mentions, especially when I hadn't tweeted much today. So those mentions were about the policies at training camp and what fans can do. Specifically, take photographs and video during practice. I think the tweet was something about like an usher asked someone to stop taking video or photo during practice. And I have confirmation that that is indeed the case, that fans will, be asked not to take photos and videos during practices. And the reason for that is that even though it's open to the public, you want to protect things such as a whole practice getting out there and to other teams. Now, of course, you could say, well, they could do this. Okay, that's not the team's problem. That's something else that would happen. So it's really just trying to prevent things like that from happening. And you might say, well, the media can post some things, and the media can post some things and capture some videos and some photographs. But we have policies as well that we must adhere to when we're doing that, and the team can make sure that we are adhering to that, because they can say, hey, Chris, you blah, 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 or hey, Joe Blow, and hey, John Doe, and it can be regulated. So even though it may seem like some things don't make sense, in my opinion, it does make sense for those things to happen. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. I'm sure might be some more comments on that as I go through it. I might rethink some things I just said, but yeah, there's always rules and procedures that us as media members must follow. And now there's some more that fans must follow. Let's go ahead and go through some of these. Matt Knows Nothing. What's up? Thank you for tuning in. Sizzle God, ready for these updates today. I hope you enjoyed the updates. Chris Johnson, always frequent tune-in person. I appreciate you for tuning in. AJ Lindsay, also a frequent person that tunes in. How's it going? Tyree Ross, what's going on? Nice looking, colorful picture there. Choppy71 said Baker looked good. So, hey, Choppy, you probably heard at this point my review and information on Baker today. Wasn't as good as yesterday, but he's still doing better. Locksmain said Herb Baker looked sharp today. How did Sam look? Didn't watch Sam too much today. Matt as well tuning in. You in Spartanburg. So I'm not in Spartanburg at the moment. I will be back live in Spartanburg on Saturday. But I will continue to bring you updates every single day. Can't stand Spartanburg because, as you guys know, I got a little one. He's like 10 months old, and it eats me up when I'm late getting home, like today. Got some YouTubers saying Baker earned the #1 quarterback spot today with his performance. What's your thought? Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that I don't believe that Baker will or will not be the #1 quarterback, but I don't feel like Baker earned it today. He still has lots to learn in terms of the offense, and had some near interceptions today. It's also day 2. You're not even in pads yet, so I wouldn't really say based on all of that Baker earned it today. Completely separate from the question of do I think Baker Mayfield will be or will not be the starting quarterback. Omar Tillman, wait till after the second preseason game. Yes. Give me a little bit of time. What's up, Panther X2? Appreciate you tuning in. No locks, man. He did not run over me. Media right now, like, seriously, guys, there's always changes. Sometimes people don't like changes. But media previously was inside the fence, if you will, at the practice facilities down in Spartanburg, meaning we could get a little closer to the players than you all. Right now, media is pretty much the same place that the fans are, meaning we're behind the fence watching. Now, we were able to go inside the fence later on to talk to players and coaches, but during practice, we're kept at a distance as well. So no locks. He did not run over me. All right, Sizzle God, with Horn on the physically unable to perform and Melvin retiring, I'm interested to see how Chris Westray performs. He's 6'4" and ran a 4.3 40-yard dash. So that's true. So in regards to that as well, Sizzle, they now have an open roster spot with with Melvin retiring. So they're going to be doing their Scott Fitterer is always on the phone making calls. They're going to be doing their due diligence to fill that roster spot that is now void with that retirement. C3, can't wait to hear about policy. Most disappointing thing I've seen out of this team in a decade. So I've given the reason about the policy. I will continue to scroll down and see what other comments you all may have with that. C3, you guys having a show tonight? Haven't received any notification messages. This got kind of quiet, non-fancy signing like Louisville last year. Oh, this is just some talk. Hey, happy to see Coach Wilkes is back. Appreciate that comment. Crazy to think he was a defensive coordinator for us a short while ago. I still don't think he got a fair shake as head coach, but that's water. Yeah, man. Hey, Kalon, I believe that's how you say your name, man. I am so with you on that. Wilkes did not get a fair shake out there in Arizona. Wilkes left and then McDermott left. McDermott is still up in Buffalo doing his thing. McDermott definitely had a better situation, and certainly is looking to be a better coach than Wilkes was. But with the new quarterback that they had just had and things being in such disarray, they only gave that man 1 year out there in Arizona. I think that was not fair. But hey, on to the next door that opened for him. So glad that he's back here in Carolina, and definitely will be looking to talk with him. Locks, I don't know what it is. It's a different voice. I think I get excited when I come on here, and then I change my voice pitch, and that wears my voice out quickly. And then if I talk in a more natural pitch, then I feel like it's almost kind of like too deep and low and like blah blah blah. So I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna find my sweet spot with the voice, so I don't have to take my water breaks. Don't quite understand your comment there, Omar. That's the only reason I'm not commenting on it. Oh, got a pro tip from Dan Patrick and Rich Eising. Get some lozenges. Keeps the dryness out of the mouth. Appreciate it. What's up, Kent Sullivan? Appreciate you tuning in as well. Uh-oh, here we go. C3 Podcast, such bull crap. They want to own the media, that's why. I'm trying to think of how to respond to that. I do get this. If you go out and you record the entire practice and you put that out there for people to see, then that's not something that you want to have happen. Like, one thing that we have to keep in mind of, the NFL is a big business. I mean, big business. Number one sport in the United States, right? So people pay a lot of money to be able to do certain things, to be able to air footage. ESPN pays a lot of money. All these networks pay a lot of money to be able to show footage of games and practices and the NFL in itself, right? So how pissed off would you be if you paid millions and millions of dollars to either the NFL or a team, but then I can just go out to practice and I can, in great quality, record and broadcast this practice? I'm not even talking about the possible things that you would do that shouldn't be shown, but you could do that. I'd be pissed. So yeah, I can see how you could get into that, but let's also not forget the business part of what's going on with the NFL and how everything works, how these players are able to be paid millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. It's because of the money that they're making. So they got to protect that. They got to protect the money. So that's certainly a part of it. I can see definitely some upsetness with that, but it's not the only time that you're going to be allowed to watch a game and an opportunity to get some photos. But got to protect that money. See, I need to boot somebody off of here, so I'll do that at another time. What's up, KPM? In terms of they want to own the content, I can see your point there. I can see your point there for sure. All right, so give me a second because I do need to do some blocking here with some content. So give me just a second to try to log in and block that. I don't know if I can quickly do it right now. If I cannot, yeah, I'm going to have to come back and do that. So I apologize, everybody, for a lot of the unwanted content comments that are flying onto the screen, and we will try to do better next time. Hey, Chris, so we aren't allowed to take pictures, videos during practice anymore. That is correct. That is correct. That is new. It's new. No pictures, no video. No pictures, no video. And again, there are lots of rules that I have and that all media have when taking pictures and when recording videos. There's even stuff like if I hear a player say something because I'm around that player and I'm at the stadium. If I'm not in a formal area where I can talk and interact with the player, then I cannot report what I just heard. So I'm just going to make up something. So if I hear the quarterback say, I can't wait to do this new play that we've been working on all week. That's a trick play reverse or whatever, right? I can't get on Twitter and be like, hey, the Panthers have a trick play that they may run this, like, right? So it's a lot of stuff that's in place to try to continue to protect a lot of different things surrounding the game that we have to abide by. And now there's this new one that that fans have to abide by. Bill Voth, formerly independent media, czar of Crushing Media. Not exactly sure what you mean with that. Bill Voth, formerly independent media, czar of Crushing Media. Hey, I hear you guys about the spam. I will get on that. Saturday, will you be at press box? I am going to be at practice, weather pending. Yes, I will be there Saturday. And I'm clueless about this mod thing that you guys are talking about. I have no idea what that is or what that means. I'm sorry, but I got to be honest when I'm reporting what I know and what I don't know. Didn't know Baker and DJ were born on the same day. I have no idea if that's true or false. I'm just reading the comment. I don't know, Chris, if the new policy, no pictures, video is allowed by fans during training camp. If it is, it's totally wrong. A fan goes to training camp to take. All right, so if you get a chance to take pictures with a player, they're still allowing that. You can take pictures of players, but it's just the game action, the practicing that they're doing that they're trying to limit. And I know it's we all won't be big fans of change, but again, if you listen to what I said earlier about the fact that fans are like, yeah, you want to take a picture? Okay, well then you can still take a picture of a player. You can still get an autograph of a player. You know, I've seen videos out there of that very thing happening. But to take a video of the full 7-on-7 drills and put that whole thing out there, that's not really what you're coming to training camp for and what you're putting out there. And there are entities, there are companies that pay tons of money to be able to have the rights to do that. And if it gets out of control, you gotta try to curb it and bring it back in. Just like it's no different that you could find some people out on YouTube that will broadcast the entire game live, a picture of a picture. That's illegal. That is not something that's allowed to take place, and people do it, but it shouldn't be done. Let me continue on. What's up, Leroy Miller? Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning. By the way, C3 podcast, I look forward to being on your show soon. And I also just will take an opportunity to let everybody know if you have a podcast, if you have a show, whatever it is, and you want me to be a part of it. I love being on any and every but one show that I could be on. So please reach out to me. Don't make it hard at all for you all to reach out to me. So I hope that happens. Not sure what we're talking about there yet, Chris Johnson. Garrett Bailey with the $19.99 contribution to the Charlotte Vibe channel. I appreciate it very much. Again, I always like to take a quick moment to say we are a 100% independent media. That means I have no big advertisers that's sending me that $10,000 check to do what I do and put in these hours to work for you guys. So any point that you have the opportunity to contribute, I appreciate it. and we'll always continue to thank you for doing so. So big shouts out to Garrett Bailey for the contributions. It helps. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are killing. I have no idea what this mod stuff is. Taking second. I don't know what that comment is. Oh, mod as in a. Thank you. Now I know what it is. Moderator. No, I do not have a moderator. I typically do not need a moderator, and I don't foresee that I need a moderator. Plus, that's going to increase my staff even more, which means it's going to be even more money that I need to raise. So not yet, and I don't think we need one, but I'll definitely make a point to address it. How's Golden Corral looking? I was not physically at practice today to see everything, but again, when I was there yesterday, I was mostly watching Baker and Sam. Corral and PJ were sharing snaps with the third teamers or third string. And as you would imagine, there's not a whole lot of third string activity. So really right now, the best way to evaluate Matt is just watching him in drills. And I still don't feel like that's ultimately the best because there's no pressure of a defense and all these components of what a real game is like. But thanks for asking. I'll continue. It hurts YouTubers bad to not be able to record. This is what they do for a living. I see your point, but at the same time, what's wrong with studying your team? All right, David. So it hurts YouTubers, okay? But YouTubers, I mean, you don't have a right. Everything is a luxury that's given to you. Even what I do and covering this team, I don't have a right to be there. It's something that I have to earn, and it's something that's a luxury to me. And I appreciate being able to be a credentialed person covering the Carolina Panthers. But saying, like, you don't have a right to just go and record stuff that other people have had to have rights to do. Right now, if you're talking about a YouTuber just being out in public and they're vlogging, they're showing you their life, like Casey Neistat was a very, very famous YouTuber. Now, he wasn't going out there and recording professional sports. Now, you can certainly be a YouTuber and talk about things and show pictures, but to the extent of showing a complete sport, whether that's football, basketball, hockey, whatever you want to call it, no, that's not your right. And you can certainly still do your YouTubing without doing that. But again, if networks are paying millions and millions and millions of dollars, and then I just allow everybody to go and do this, then I'm hurting the business. I can't. But anyway, I won't go too long with that. But I'm here for you guys, so we'll talk. All right, I'm going to speed up a little bit through the rest of these comments just for the sake of making sure I get home and do things that I have to do at the house. 10-month-old baby, I'm moving right now. Lots of stuff to do. All right, who is starting at middle linebacker? I'm going to have to come back to that question. When can JC start practicing? So that's really when he's healthy enough. They're not putting a timetable on that, but it's when he starts to feel healthy enough that he can do that. Yes, he can. KPM, you'll moderate the questions for free. I appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't know, man. I didn't know, but I know now. I get it. You guys don't like the change in policy, so I'm not here to make you like the change, but I certainly want to give some information so that you can know why there's a policy in place. We generate excitement for the team. They need us to be what they are. Rising tide lifts all boats. Just because of the time frame, I'm going to move on. Appreciate you, though. Did anyone catch your eye today other than the QB? So, Joshua, I was not physically in Spartanburg today, so I can't properly answer that question. All right, last one. Is there a chance that PJ Walker keeps his job? This is not based on performance of what's been happening these past 2 days because I said it. That makes the team based on the fact that now if Sam gets traded, then PJ Walker could stay on the team. But right now, I feel like you're going to have PJ Walker, Sam, and Mac. Let me start over. Much. Thanks for staying on. If you've watched this entire video, if you just came in, you're still here. I appreciate you all. Nickname Man of the People for a reason. I will continue. Steve Wilks, so be on the lookout for that. And if you have questions for Steve Wilks, leave a comment. Hey, Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte. Bye.